As somebody who's gone to both community college and university, I often think to myself, like, which one is better? There's a lot of good things about community college. There's a lot of bad things about community college. There's a lot of good things about university, but there's also a lot of bad things about university. And maybe you're someone watching this video and you're still in high school. And maybe right now you're thinking about going to college and you're not really sure on which route should you take. And maybe by the end of this video, you'll be convinced on which route you should take. Grab some Pop-Tarts, maybe some munchies, and enjoy. Let's get straight into it. Give it to me! Give it to me! I want to get into the pros of university and community college first, because we want to make sure that we're learning something good first. University! Good old university. Some of you guys don't know, but I actually went to a 4-year school first, a university, and then I transferred over to a community college. It's kind of like the reverse, I guess the reverse pattern. I went to university as a freshman, and there was definitely a lot that happened.
What do you mean by that?
I'd say there's a lot of good things about university to say about, but university is a great experience to feel like you are an actual adult. When you're back at home, you kind of always depended on your parents to, take you to school or, get you some food or basically, just your daily routine. Your parents, they would wake you up. Wake up! My senior year, I just felt like I always kind of depended on my parents. I wanted to go to university. They just kind of feel like, hey, what does it feel like to, be on my own? What does it feel like to, hey, me, myself, I actually got to make sure I got a routine to follow by. There's no one really but myself telling me what I got to do. University, it is a great feeling to, just be an adult. You're not going to stay as a kid forever. You got to understand that there's a point in time where you big man, big woman, big boss, big whoever, you're stepping into the real world. I'm sorry. I feel like once you turn 18, I feel like the world just smacks you across the face. Like, you don't see that shit coming. You don't see it coming at all. When you're at this big or small campus, mom and dad aren't here to save you.
Donald Trump, please save me.
You got to do it yourself. Another thing about university, it really helps you get out of your comfort zone. If we truly think about it, high school was definitely a trip. Sometimes you would be afraid to do certain stuff. You're in that school from 11, 12. You had a 7-hour shift with a bunch of young kids your age. There was just so much unnecessary drama. Why are we beefing over stupid shit? And with college, especially at university, there are a lot of social events you can go to just talk with new people. When you're around people who are your age, I feel like talking to random people is honestly, for me, like, it gets me out of my comfort zone. And it's like when you meet these new people, you never know, they could be your next best friend because you guys have so much in common. That's what I love about university. You kind of just meet a very diverse group of people. It really helps you out as a person, Sometimes you just need a random motherfucker to come into your life and just be like, yo! And I kind of just want to tell y'all, it really matters on who you surround yourself as a person. The final thing I kind of want to talk about with university is honestly just freedom. It's crazy the amount of freedom you have in university. So I was a freshman, at university. It was my first semester. It was about It was about 4 a.m. I think. Out of nowhere, out of my mind, I just decided to yell. My roommate, he's still in one of my close friends. Love that man. Shout out my boy Tom. Me and my roommate, we were very close and everything, and we got to learn a lot about each other. Randomly at 4 a.m., I would just scream or yell out of nowhere. Like when I'm playing the games, it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in my dorm, and I kind of just yell, and I'm looking back like, whoa, no one yelled at me. It's such a good feeling to just, not be told on what you got to do. University gives you that ability to kind of just free roam, It's on yourself on if you want to complete assignments. It's on yourself if you want to go to that social event. It's on yourself if you want to go to that bar or that party. You got so many ways on how you can approach university. Next up, did the mic even capture what I said? Nah, but going into community is definitely a good place to, I feel like, honestly, to start out with. One thing about community you can really say is that it's very quiet. And by quiet, I mean it's very, the atmosphere is just very chill. There's nothing too crazy happening. You're kind of just going to classes and just You kind of just go into classes. Maybe you go to, I don't know, the cafeteria to pick up a little snack, pick up a little bev. But community is very chill. I'm kind of just in there and then I'm out. Other than that, it's such a laid back experience. Another thing too I can say about community is the professors at community are a lot better than the ones at university. It's like at community, you kind of just, back in university, I would email my professors about something important. They would not get back to me until like a few days. But with community, my professors, they are on go with their emails. One of my professors, I emailed her on an assignment that was, about to be due. I think it was like not even like 10 minutes. And the amount of, like, it was like 5 minutes later, she responded to me. And I was just like, hey, that's gang. That for real is gang. Professors at community are definitely helpful in my experience. And I feel like too with professors at community college, the workload is, I'm not going to hold you. The workload is 10 times more easier at a community college. If you guys didn't know, I started out as an exercise science major because I liked working out. I deadass just looked at the word exercise. I did not acknowledge the word science at the end. After my experience at university and taking a bio class, well, let me tell y'all, I walk into the class like first day and the professor, she walks in, this professor probably gonna, this professor gonna lock me in on the work and if I need help. But then out of nowhere, she's just like, if you guys didn't know, this is probably one of the hardest courses on this campus. What? How's that gonna help me? How's that gonna give me the confidence that, hey, I'm a pass this class? That bio class I took back in university was so rigorous for me. It made me just like, yeah, I don't think this major is for me. I didn't really find, science as interesting as I did back in like middle school or high school. That's where you take into consideration that just at least try something. And then you can say that, okay, I want to move on, or okay, I'm gonna stick with it. It's all about experience. You got to make, you don't know until you know. Workload at community college, it's not that bad. Now, lastly, one of the most, and I mean the most important reasons on why I went to community college was, it was cheap. I think even like when I'm done community college, they might even pay me back if I apply for the FAFSA. How do y'all say that five letter word? Cheapness that community college gives you is such a steal because you're getting education at a cheaper rate than university. And most of the time, some classes you take in university are pretty worthless. Most of the classes you take in university are pretty worthless. Like you don't need to take it. I don't know why they would put it in the little, the little requirement for your degree, but it is what it is. Now I want to get straight into talking about the cons of university and community. Now, a definite con going into university is relationships. Now, get this right. For all my gentlemen that are watching this video right now, it is very pivotal in your character development that you date a bop. Now, what I'm saying by dating a bop, it will definitely build your self-esteem and just, the way you think on life on a whole different spectrum. Maybe sometimes you don't even need to date them. You can just, have a little situationship with them. But for me personally, I want to make sure whoever I'm talking to, it goes somewhere, For me personally, talking to so many girls at once is kind of just like, I'd rather just talk with one person and kind of build a relationship with them. But that was back in high school. With college, you are in a different ball game, my friend. I'm not saying you can't be in a relationship in college. It's perfectly fine, as long as you have good communication and you don't really have any trust issues. You're set. You're solid. Go for a relationship. I'm proud that, you're taking your academics and you're taking your relationship and you're balancing it out. That's great. But university is probably one of, there might be a percentage that I edit in this video. The amount of people that cheat in university is absurd. I remember one time I was in my dorm. I think I was playing Mortal Kombat, right? I was playing Mortal Kombat, right? In my dorm. I was playing as like, I think it was Kung Lao. I was going crazy with him, all right? Out of nowhere, my roommate enters the room and goes, "Yo, bro. They're running a train right now in the other room." What? My curious self decided, okay, let me put down the controller and see what's up. In one of the dorms, we're running a train on this girl who had a boyfriend. She had a boyfriend. I'm like, no. I was just like, yo, the boyfriend, you're cooked. We don't even know if bro knew where his girl was that night because it was like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. I'm putting my feet into the shoes of, the dude whose girl that he probably doesn't know is getting choo-choo. It's just absurd, man. Like, I'd stay away from relationships at my age. If you're in college, 18 to 21, 22, around there, I would just grind, focus on yourself, your friends. If something comes along the way, go for it. If you didn't expect it and it just comes to your way gradually, whoa, pause. If it just gets to you without you even expecting it, hey, let's see what happens. I wouldn't force on wanting a relationship during that time because more often than not, you are going to be heartbroken. I feel like people in college in my generation, we might be cooked. It might be over for us. Love is not real. Love is not real. Love is not. Another shitty ass thing about university is that debt is a bitch. I have some few words to say to debt. I probably have a lot, but I can't really say it on video. But debt, you are probably one of the worst things known to man, especially if you are going out of state, an out of state university. You're cooked. Who am I to want to pay $120K a year, or I don't know, like out of state? I'll probably show the rates and everything like that, but I think at my university I was paying about like 10K, not even the whole year. That's a semester. With university, some of the things that they charge you and fee you are some of the most stupidest things in the world. Like, I remember I was charged for some books that I didn't even buy, and they were online like ebooks for some of my classes, and I had to go up to the office, talk to my counselor, like, yo, I never used that, I never touched that book whatsoever. But they were just like, well, the charge already came through, so you can't do anything about that. Just stupid on how much college costs, especially at a university. It's like, what I feel like, you gotta make a big investment with university. You gotta put into your head that you will be able to, whatever job you have in the next coming years is going to pay off that debt. If you don't get a good enough job, you're cooked. Another thing that I can say about university. This one kind of. Dining halls are overrated. Let me get straight into dining halls, okay? Why do they close so damn early? Like, some of the dining halls I had on my campus, some of them closed at, I believe, 8 o'clock, maybe even 9. But there was one dining hall, and it had to be right next to my dorm, that closed at 7 o'clock. Are we stupid? Why do dining halls close that early? It's like, there's no way they expect that, these college kids, 18, 19, 20, they're gonna eat very early dinner. No! They had to make me use my, my little points card that I had at the university. That shit went away in like a matter of not even a month, probably the first 2 weeks. My points were gone. No, I couldn't even. We had like a Chick-fil-A in our campus. Chick-fil-A, we had Starbucks. Whew, gone. I'd ask my parents, yo, can I get $10? And I hated every time having to ask my parents for money because it's just like, I don't want to do that.
Spare change, ma'am.
I like making money, and I like having to be able to purchase things for myself. And I also like buying stuff for other people. But just asking people for money, especially my parents, it's just like very demoralizing for me. Can we please universities, all universities out there, all their dining halls should at least close at about 11. Maybe even 12 if we're lucky. 10 to 11, that is the standard on when dining halls should close. All right, I can chill out on university, but let's talk about good old community college and their cons. When I said with community college on how chill it can be very chill, but you can feel very lonely very quick. I do like having, I'm a person who likes having fun, not all the time, not 24/7, but, on occasions, or maybe even bi-weekly. I like going out. The thing that I loved about university, there was always someone you would talk to. Basically, you go to your dorm, you're walking, you see one of the people that like live next to you, you're just like, yo, what's good, bro? What's good? Just those simple conversations that like kind of keep you going. Community college, I feel like they have clubs, but it's not on the spectrum that university's at. There's not going to be the amount of things that university clubs offer that community will offer, because at a community, you're not in a dorm, you're not around sometimes you're around people your age, but more often than not, you're probably going to have a 60-year-old man in your macroeconomics class, and he's just going to be like, yeah, I just wanted to go to college again. And shout out that 60-year-old man for coming back to school, because, hey, I feel like at any age, it's never too late to get some education in your life. And the reason why I didn't go to community college first, because my senior year, near the end of my senior year, I felt like if I didn't go to university, I would be missing out on so much. One thing about community, you'll have a bunch of FOMO, and just sometimes I'm glad I went to university first. I'm very glad that I went to university first, because now I'll have that experience that, hey, that's what it's like. Maybe down the road, I'll go back. I just knew that community was a lot cheaper, and, education-wise, is just something I really see myself down the line doing. Don't want to waste my money, that's for sure.
Goddamn right.
And with community too, one bad thing I would say about community is you're probably not gonna make the amount of connections you do at a university. Community college, some of the conversations you have with people, it's not really gonna be as helpful as it is at a university. There's not really a wide variety of people to kind of get you to your career, I guess. Just me personally. I think lastly too, with why community college can be bad, I'm guessing if you go to community college, you're probably driving there and then you're driving back home, and when you get back home, you probably live with your parents. If you don't have a good relationship with your parents, you are then cooked, because it's going to get to a certain point where you're 18, 19, 20, and if you don't have a good relationship with your parents, it's going to get very, very hard just seeing them on the daily. Me personally, I have no problem with my parents. I love my parents. They love me. We have a good relationship. I am very blessed. I feel like too, we should normalize, not having to instantly after high school move out. We are in the matrix right now, and I don't know why it costs so much to live outside of, anything. My two sisters, they went to college too, and they're definitely, I don't know how much, but they definitely spent a lot for the apartments that they stayed at. If there's nothing really going on relationship-wise with your parents, then community college can be very hard for you. Now, in conclusion, which college is better to go to? University or community? Oh shit, my fault. Personally, I'd probably give the edge to community. It's definitely the cheaper option. It's definitely education that you are going to get for the low that is definitely going to help you out for your future. Community college, I think it's the smarter option to start with. Don't get me wrong, university, like I said, if you have the urgency to leave your hometown and you want to just experience something new, go for it. No one's stopping you. But money-wise, it's better financially to go to a community college first than to a university. If you're a person who's not even, dedicated to, the major that you want to be in, why would you go to a university and, spend all that money for something that you don't even see yourself doing? Let's be real. Most of the time, after college, the major that you majored in, sometimes it has nothing to even do on with the career that you're at right now. A bunch of people my age, we got to stop stressing a lot about, you know, what we want to be in the future, because we still got hella amounts of time. It's never too late to think about what you want to do. In the long run, I knew that education wise, it wasn't something that I wanted to be invested with. I'm making YouTube videos while at school. I'm balancing everything out. Everyone should still at least be in some sort of education program process or something. You still at a very young age need to keep learning. Experience and learning is literally all we have in the world, and you know, I definitely feel like college, it'll definitely help you. You just got to keep grinding. Forget about those bad days. Come on. You're doing things for a reason, so it's going to get you somewhere. Stay in school. You don't want to become a person off the fence and doing the little.
I've been on OBM for the last 10 days.
Just do you. Whatever you feel is natural. Go to community college first, or go straight to university. Wherever you go, there's going to be a reason on why you went. So, you know, just stick with it. Maybe down the line, you'll figure out like, hey, this isn't for me, and you'll do something different. I stress this so much to a lot of people my age. Just take it one day at a time. Don't rush it. Things are going to come your way. Make sure y'all subscribe, like the video, turn on that post notice if you guys want to tune into the next video on when it drops. I'll catch y'all on the next video. So